rest of my life, swear I don't mind. Say that you'll stay holding me close, swear it's alright. Yeah. Baby, I feel the rush. Everything that you touch turns to gold. I know. Baby, I'm missing you. Everything that you do makes me love you. Oh. Tell me everything. You know I'm listening. Hours pass us by. Yeah, we could talk.
Welcome to another vlog. I've not done one of these in quite a while, so this is going to be what I eat in a day in Australia. This is actually going to be one of my first what I eat in a days in Australia. So if you are new to my channel, you may not know, but me and my partner recently moved from the UK to Australia. So we have been here now, it's July, mid-July, and it is now 2nd or 3rd of October. So we've been here a little over 2 months, so it'll soon be 3 months, which is wild. Yeah, I'm excited to kind of document a little bit more about our journey and fill you guys in. But yeah, I wanted to do a what I eat in a day, and this is a vlog style. I just show you normally what I would eat in a day, and also talk about how to eat healthy without restrictive dieting as well, because I talk a lot about my channel. And again, if you are new, struggled a lot in the past with disordered eating behaviors and things like that, and that's what I help my clients do and kind of overcome things like binge and emotional eating as well, and crash dieting. So yeah, I'm gonna just show you like normally what I would do, what I would eat. And I have just had my breakfast. I've just started to get ready, and I'm now gonna go down to the gym. I'm super grateful because we have a gym in our apartment block where we live. So I'm gonna go downstairs, which makes it so much easier to just get to the gym because there's less kind of hurdles to kind of jump through. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym and do like a full body session, and I'll take you with me. So yeah, you can kind of see what I would normally do in the gym. I've recently actually changed up my training routine as well, so I've switched up the kind of training that I would do. So if you want to know more about that, I can do a separate video on that. Feel free to leave any comments below about training and things like that, and I can do a separate video on that. But yeah, excited to have you along with me, and yeah, I'll take you along. So I've actually recently switched up my training routine. Normally I would do a very heavy weight session in the gym, but I've recently do more of a plyometric style training. So as you can see here, I'm doing some bodyweight exercises followed by some plyometric style exercises. So lots of power moves, lots of jumps, lots of speed. And this is all about conditioning, so trying to lift weight with speed and power. So essentially what I'm trying to do here is jump as high as I can from my legs, so I'm combining both strength and power and speed. So similar things here with the jumps as well. And honestly, I really feel like I'm really enjoying this style of training. It's this kind of training I would do, but along with the heavy weight lifting, but I've really wanted to kind of switch up my training routine. So after that workout was a full body workout, a HIIT style workout. So I was trying to do 4 rounds in total in as little time as possible. So I'm trying to reduce the time each time. So here I did so many calories burned on the skier, followed by some burpees, 10 reps of burpees, followed by in and out crunches, and then just doing that for 4 rounds. Finished at the gym, you would have seen I filmed my workout, and it's one of those moments where I'm like, I'm so glad that I went. But honestly, when I got there, it's so weird. It's like the first few exercises just felt so hard, and I just felt so tired, and I was like, oh, like my body felt tired. The moment that you first get in there, it's like, oh God, I don't want to be here. But then literally once I'd started, it was completely different. Like towards the end of the workout, where you would assume that that would be where most, like, you would be so tired, that was actually when I had the most energy. So, and like I said, I have actually switched up my training routine recently. For many years I've always had like a heavy weightlifting routine, workout routine, and I personally love workout routines. I do provide them for clients, but also I also promote, you know, whatever feels good for you. If you right now it doesn't feel good to do a routine, then don't do a routine. Like, it's really got to suit you and where you're at the moment. And sometimes there are times when maybe I want to be a little bit more intuitive, but I personally thrive and love routines. So I've gone from more of a heavy weightlifting routine for literally, I've done it for a very long time. And I was just getting this urge to kind of just, I want to feel faster, I want to feel more like more conditioned and more just lean, fast, all of the things. And I really just want to, I love training, so I love kind of experimenting and things like that, and kind of seeing how it makes me feel and where I kind of thrive and things like that. And I definitely recommend that maybe if you are in a bit of a rut with your current training routine, that maybe that's a good indication that maybe you need to mix it up, whether it be going to a workout class or trying something completely different. So if you want me to do a whole breakdown of my current training routine or like workouts of the week or something like that, I can definitely do that. Yeah, today's workout was kind of like a full body hit, which you would have seen a lot of power moves, a lot of jumps, a lot of explosive kind of movements. The workout itself isn't super long, but it's all about power. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it actually. Like I said, I'm so glad that I've been, and I'm glad that it's over. I feel so much better after I've done a workout. So now what I'm probably going to do, I'm probably going to make a protein smoothie. We've got some like frozen fruit and things like that. I'm noticing that now that we're in a hot country, I'm eating so much more like frozen smoothies and things like that. I'm gonna make a smoothie and I'm gonna take that upstairs. We've got like a co-working space here in the apartment, so I'm gonna go and do some work, like a shake or a smoothie up with me, because I know I normally get quite hungry and it's kind of a bit annoying to keep coming up and downstairs to get food. So, and in terms of like how to eat healthy without dieting, diets as a whole has been kind of drilled into us that we have to eat in a certain way, and it has to be super hard, and it has to be super restrictive and boring. Honestly, I think a big part of way that we eat has a direct effect on how we feel. So almost if you can reverse engineer how you want to feel. So for me, I love feeling energized. I feel when I'm feeling energized, I have more focus, I have more energy to do the things that I want to do. And a big thing that I tell a lot of my clients is, if we can primarily focus on most of our meals coming from whole foods and including things like fruit and veggies at each meal, we're getting the vitamins and minerals that we need to thrive. I just feel like if you can use that as like your foundation for the way that you eat, including lots of fruit and vegetables, not loads to the point of obsession, but to the point of when you're having them, it's coming from an empowered place and thinking, yeah, I know that when I have fruit or when I have vegetables at my evening meal, I feel better, I feel more energized, I feel good, I feel balanced, and I feel nourished, like all of the amazing things, rather than I'm going to eat this because it's low in calories, which I know for me is the mindset that I had for so many years when I was struggling with my relationship with food. So anyway, that's run over. So I'm gonna make my smoothie now, and yeah, I'll take you upstairs when I do my work. So one thing I get asked quite a lot from clients is, do I need to have protein shakes? What's the big deal about protein? So protein is really filling, and I definitely wouldn't say that you need to have protein shakes by any means. This is just something that I sometimes use within my day-to-day life. Add that I am due on my period in 2 days or 3 days, so yeah, I've done a separate video on PMS, but I probably will do another one. But just know that your appetite will change due when you are a few days due on your period. Maybe not so much, at least not right now, but earlier on in the week, I was finding that I was a lot more hungry than what I would normally be, and this is completely normal because your body actually requires more energy during your time of the month. So when you are due on, your body's actually burning excess energy, so this is why you may find yourself feeling a bit more hungry, particularly with cravings and things like that as well. I've made my smoothie. I'm going to take it upstairs. I'm also going to take an apple with me just to curb the appetite, because honestly sometimes it gets annoying, and I've not meal prepped any meals, so it sometimes gets a bit annoying when I'm in a workflow and then suddenly I'm like, oh my god, I'm hungry, so now I need to go and make some food. I know first world problems, but yeah, I would advise, me and my client was talking about this the other day, that meal prepping can sometimes be a huge lifesaver in terms of you just don't have to think about lunch, but never mind.
What I see in you is so hard to find. It makes me feel alive, feel alive. Feel alive, feel alive, feel alive. You make me feel it's adventure time. Couldn't get you out of my mind, even if I tried. Out of my mind. Whoa, when I'm lost with you, I just go. No need to follow the road. You keep me on my toes, just fly when the wind blows, wind blows. You make me feel it's adventure time. Couldn't get you out of my mind, even if I tried.
So as I was saying earlier, a really good way to make sure that we're feeling really good and satisfied, eating healthy without dieting, I like to use a balanced approach to my nutrition. So just making sure that all my meals are really filling and tasty as well. So combining all things like protein, like I mentioned earlier. So here I've got a seasoned chicken pita bread. The pita bread is really filling, and then just adding fruits and veggies to our diet as well. So whether it's a snack or adding some salad in with your lunch, this is a really good way to fill up your lunches. So yeah, I said that I was like due on my period, which I am, but I just want to acknowledge the ups and downs of like your cycle and yeah, like your mood. Like it's crazy. Earlier on I was feeling quite good, quite positive, and then all of a sudden I've just felt quite like meh. Inner critic can become so much louder during our time of the month, and it's like all of my motivation has just disappeared. And I honestly feel like this is understanding your own unique type of energy and how you best work. But it's weird because now I just feel quite flat and like I don't really want to do much at all. And I was doing well with the work that I was doing before, but yeah, sometimes you just feel, and I don't know whether this is just my time of the month and because I'm kind of experiencing the highs and lows of being due on my period. I really don't know, but right now I don't know, my mood is, it's not like I'm sad or anything, it just feels like, I think the only way that I can describe it is, you know, when you just feel like lying on the sofa and just curling up and watching a film and kind of being a little bit more introverted. That's kind of how I feel right now. I think when you feel like this, to not judge yourself and to not, you know, expect yourself to feel good all of the time or to feel, you know, like you should be super productive or things like that. And I have conversations like this all the time with clients. Usually clients that have had more of a, maybe an unhealthy relationship with food, they also have this, a lot of their self-worth is attached to their productivity and how much they do. And a lot of the time we have all of these things in our mind of like, well, today I'm going to get this done, and if I don't get those things done, then I've failed, then today has been pointless and all of the things. And I can definitely hear parts of my brain wanting to go down that route and think like, oh, well, you've still got more work that you should be doing, and already wasted some time, like blah blah blah, because I've just actually, after I've eaten my lunch, I've just been kind of like chilling and listening to a podcast, which I also think is good. Like sometimes you just need to switch off. Watch out where you are putting expectations on yourself, because sometimes it's when we should on ourselves, and I recorded a podcast episode about this the other day, but it's when we start putting all of these pressures on ourselves, and when we put those pressures on ourselves, then we cause resistance, and we cause resistance, which then causes more tension, which then fuels guilt, it fuels shame, and it fuels that kind of feeling like we're not doing enough. And it's remembering and coming back to ourselves and being like, right, okay, right now I'm not feeling the most high vibe, or I'm not feeling the most productive. Could I do just 5 minutes of that? Or could I take a rest, lie down for a little bit if you've got the time, or do something else and then go back to it? Sometimes I find that my energy peaks like in the evening time. So a lot of the time I will get more work done in the evening. So I think it's also just having a mindset that just because you don't get everything done on your to-do list doesn't mean that you're a failure. Doesn't mean if your day didn't go as well as planned that the day is a write-off. Because again, we're so attached to productivity, and we view being productive as like a badge of honour. And if we're not productive or don't get as much done as what we wanted to get done, we view it as the whole day being a failure. And it's not like that at all. So it's just kind of coming back and acknowledging what we have done and thinking, right, okay, maybe I'll have more capacity to do it later on. If not, that's okay. I've done well today, and maybe I can just do little stints instead of expecting myself to do lots more work. You know, hopefully that makes sense. But even just talking about this now, like I'm feeling a bit better and I'm feeling a bit more motivated. Whereas before I was kind of thinking to myself like, oh, I've still got loads of work to do and don't feel like doing it. Whereas now I'm probably, if I'm being honest, I might actually go upstairs and sunbathe for a little bit. And my partner's upstairs on the roof. And yeah, just get some like fresh air, and then I might come back downstairs and do some work. I just wanted to kind of put that out there because I think it's really important to realize that we're not, we're not machines. We're not, as much as like hustle culture tells us that we should be on all of the time. This is why we get so burnt out. This is why we lose so much of our energy. This is why we constantly feel exhausted and depleted. It's not because we're not doing enough. Like, if anything, we're constantly doing things. We're constantly chasing this never-ending to-do list. I personally find, like in the past, especially with my relationship with food, this addiction to being productive, it became really, really toxic a lot of the time. Whereas if we just, try and relax and see the bigger picture and realise that we're not robots, we're not designed to be robots, and just be kind to yourself ultimately, So after I said that I wasn't able to be very productive, I managed to get back upstairs and do some work on my laptop. I did it on the roof, which was really nice because as the sun was setting, it meant that I could just get some more work done while still being outside. Honestly, I feel like the whole hustle culture a lot of the time really does put a lot of pressure on us to constantly be productive. So I just want this also to be a caveat of, please don't think that just because I did manage to get more work done on this day that this is what a typical day looks like, because there are some days when I'm just really not productive. And please don't ever think that just because you haven't had a quote-unquote productive day that it's a failure, because some days like that you need it. Get so tired, and we're constantly running off a to-do list half the time. So be kind to yourself. Just finished upstairs. It started getting a little bit cold up there. You see like the wind's blowing and stuff. So come downstairs to the apartment, and I'm not actually super hungry just yet. And I've also not got too much time to make anything yet. But yeah, I've got an online PT session with a client in a second, so I'm gonna get ready for that. But I was talking, it's so weird, I was talking to my partner earlier. I actually didn't film, but he came downstairs not long after I'd finished my lunch, and I basically, after I finished catching up with you guys and telling you that I felt quite unproductive, I was talking to my partner about that feeling, and I was like, oh my god, I've just kind of hit this productivity wall where I feel like I can't be any more productive. Like I just feel like I've hit this wall where I'm just, yeah, I can't get any further. And he was like, well, I'm gonna walk to the shop in a second, to the Asian supermarket, to get some stuff. So I was like, yeah, fine, I'll come along, because I'm not doing anything else. I'm not gonna pretend that I'm gonna do any more work because I'm just sat here. So we had a walk, and then I think honestly sometimes you just need a change of scenery, because I started just feeling quite like ugh from being inside for so long. So yeah, after the walk I kind of like regained this sense of energy, and I don't know where it came from, but I was like, once we got back, it was probably about 2:15 or 2:20, and I was like, I'm gonna go back upstairs and I'm gonna work some more. And I also feel like change of scenery in terms of change of environment, rather than working from your house or your room or living room, whatever, I actually find going somewhere different helps so much, because then you associate your working environment with, yeah, I find like not working from home, like in my living space, quite helpful, because then you kind of associate your house with work. And I don't know if this is making any sense, but I feel like I struggle more with productivity when it's like that. So yeah, basically, long story short, I regained my energy and my productivity and my focus at about 3 o'clock. And I was talking to my partner and I was like, it seems to be that there are certain times of the day where my focus, my energy kind of just dips, and it normally, please comment below if you are similar or can relate to this, but between like the time of like 1 p.m. to 2:33, my focus is just gone. I'm feeling quite happy with myself, because I finished doing what I was doing and I really kind of like finished everything. And yeah, I just love that feeling where you're like, oh, I did what I wanted to do. Yeah, I feel like I've had quite a few moments today where I've just been a little bit PMSy, but today has definitely not been as bad as earlier on in the week. I was feeling quite like just irritable and things like that, but like I said, I think I am due on in 2 days. So it's currently Friday, and yeah, I'm meant to be coming on my period on Sunday. So I actually use the Flow app. Comment below if you also use the Flow app, but I find it quite helpful, and so far, fingers crossed, it's actually been like spot on in terms of like predicting my period, and I can always sense it myself. I'm actually going to do a separate video on this whole topic, because I feel like I could talk about this a lot, quite a lot with my clients as well. I feel like quite good because I know where I'm at with my cycle, so it's quite good to kind of predict. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop blabbing because I'm literally just yapping away. Ready for my client PT session. I call it's an actual PT session, so she's training at home. For her, she travels a lot for work, so she finds it really easy to work out from anywhere and time to suit her. So it's really good. It's basically a virtual PT session. So yeah, I'm gonna get ready for that, and then I'll catch up with you after. So I have just finished with my client, and I always love doing online PT sessions as well. Yeah, she had a really good session, and so she's back in the UK, so I have a lot of UK clients. So yeah, I've just finished with my client. Now I'm gonna make some food. I'm probably gonna put some PJs on because, yeah, to be honest, I can't wait to I don't know what it is about moving to Australia, but everybody here is just up super early. So me and Reese now are waking up at 5 a.m. and we go to bed super early. So we're in bed by like 9:30 and asleep by like 10, 10:30 at the latest. Whereas back in the UK, like we would be in bed by 11:30 and still waking up at 6. But yeah, we've always been kind of like morning people, but definitely here we're waking up just that little bit earlier. But I actually really like it because, yeah, you get to make the most of the day. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my PJs on and then I'm gonna make some food. So this ended up being my final meal of the day. My gorgeous partner decided to cook for me. He made this. This was basically like a leftovers meal because we were going shopping the following day. So here we had mincemeat and noodles. He did mince and stir fry noodles with chow mein sauce, and this was actually so good. Like random concoction, but honestly 10 out of 10. And again, this is another prime example of being able to eat healthy and balanced whilst also not needing to diet. So including lots of veggies and things like that. I actually had 2 bowls of this because it was so good. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one.